Good morning, book lovers. It's Malia, and we're going to talk about Mystical, The Deadly Truth by Michael Weekly. Have you heard of this book before? Comment below and tell me what your opinions are, because I would love to hear what you guys thought about this book. And before we start, I'm really wanting a romance novel to kind of get me out of some of these intense and mysterious books. So something similar to Isla and the Happily Ever After and Let It Snow. I'm really wanting a book like that. Thank you guys for your help. I'm going to make something up called NoSpo, and so I'm going to start putting that in all of my videos, because when I say no spoiler, I don't mean no spoiler as in the last couple chapters of the book. I mean, I check before I do all my reviews. Everything that I say is in the first chapter or before. So if you haven't watched my previous reviews, just because you might think there might be a little bit I give away, I don't. I really just tell you what the first chapter contains or a prologue. I really liked Elisa. I like that she was kind of like in a transformation, not just with herself, but because she's a witch. Jared, I just like how witty he is, and he's kind of stubborn. He's kind of like a best friend to Elisa, and in the beginning he's just so like annoyingly witty. Jared is so complex and he's quite mysterious. A character to have that comic relief in there. I really liked, now this is a spoiler, she's introduced in chapter 2, but I like Dawn. She was my favorite character, so I had to say something about it because she's so quirky and fun and all over the place, and she's not a witch, but she's just so interested in Elisa and her witch stuff, and is a little too mysterious for my tastes. I just thought there was just so much confusion, and I felt helpless at times, and that was the reason why it was hard for me to read this book. But that's pretty much the only reason, because there were just so many unanswered questions, and then they just kept coming up and they were unsettled. And so if you really enjoy mystery and it kind of like a thrill, I know that you'll enjoy this book. I wasn't really a fan of how the mystics killed their prey. Like glittery hickeys, very aggressive, just made me a little uncomfortable, but I really didn't enjoy that element of the book. It was kind of comedic how many times everybody in the book would purse their lips. It's like, or is it like this, or is it like this, or like biting your lips, I guess. So pursing your lips, please define that in the comments below. Just said it so many times in this book, so it was actually pretty comical. With my strong opinions that came with this book, I realized that when the ending happened, I'm not gonna tell you what happened, but it did destroy all past doubts I had of this book, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next book. It does say book 1. So if you're wondering if there's a next book, there is. It says it on the cover. Despite my strong opinions, I really want more people to read this book. And prologue, it was just talking about Elisa and her mom's a witch too. They have these tattoos that glow, and so she keeps covering them up when she was younger. And then she tells her, hey, you know what, you need to not be out past 8. Here's a dagger, here's your broomstick. And the broomstick has a red button on it, and she clicks it and it just resizes to her. So she's kind of confused of why she has this broomstick or why it's important. So she tells her, don't leave after 8 o'clock. So what does a normal teenager do? She leaves. And she notices a couple, and she sees that they go into like this dark alley. So what does the curious girl do? She follows them, and then she notices that this guy starts kissing her, and this girl's kind of like gleefully happy, but in like a drugged kind of way. And so and then the guy starts getting more aggressive, and then his wings pop out, which are super glittery. And then Elisa notices that some of her hickeys are glittering like goo all over her body, and he becomes more aggressive. And so then Elisa thinks, okay, I need to intervene. I need to help this innocent person. And then we'd start entrapping her, and then she looks over and sees the girl, and she starts getting entrapped, and then the guy turns to her and he starts walking over to her, and she thinks, oh my gosh, I'm next. And then that's how the prologue ends. And so that's pretty exciting. And then she notices that she wakes up and she's in the field, so she's like, I must have just drifted off or something. And then she notices, oh shoot, it's my first day of college. So she runs, she gets into the house, she starts getting ready, and of course we meet Jared, which was one of my favorite characters, and he's already managed to annoy Elisa to the point where he's been scolding her about her punctuality, telling her that her room's a mess, and he ate her bagel. Thinks back to his bookshelf is super like mysterious. It's very creepy. She doesn't like this bookshelf. She also notices that her broomstick still doesn't work. She also remembers the time where she first met Miss Canary and Miss Canary gave her a rose. She heads off to school, and as she's going to school, she starts singing Taylor Swift, and she notices that a really strikingly handsome guy is actually smirking at her and laughing at her stupidity. And so she tries to hide her embarrassment, goes to school, and just all these kind of more embarrassing moments happen to her, and then she realizes, wow, this is just a day in the life of me. If that sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend you guys check out this book. If you like Michael Weekly, which I really do, he's a really nice person, and I got the honor to actually talk to him, and he's a really just professional, fun person. Also follow him on Twitter. There's a link below. The Bookish Babbler. Check out her channel right here. She made a Tim Burton tag, and I've been really excited to do this, but I felt like this was a little bit more of a priority because I got this book from him a while ago. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads because that ending. While I've been reading The Night Circus, thanks to Emily Holmberg, which you can find a link to her channel right here, I've actually been humming I am book lion, you can hear me roar, book jungle, now it's time to go. Yeah, it's Book Lion, written by Jenna Clarek, I can't say her last name, but she's so cool. Oh my gosh, she made this video that has like a bunch of other booktubers, and it's basically Book Lion, and obviously you can find the link right here because it's so good, it's so clever, and it's just really fun. I think it's so original and that it should be on mainstream because everybody needs to listen to it. It's really, 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 really good. Here are some other of my favorite reviews. I did The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, and I also did Six of Crows, which is a non-spoiler review. A lot of people think that I put spoilers in there, but there's NoSpo in there, so I only talk about the first chapter. So that one's safe to watch, and I'm actually really proud of that review. I really, really appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for your time. Enjoy every moment.